everyone. Today I just wanted to take a second and show you a way that you can make chocolate that's a little bit healthier. This is a recipe that I love, and it's all clean ingredients. So it starts with an avocado. You're going to use the entire avocado in the recipe. So both sides. And just scoop it into the bowl. Make sure that your avocado is nice and ripe, but not brown. And there's only a few ingredients in this recipe as well. So you've got your avocado, you're gonna have cocoa powder and pure vanilla extract and pure maple syrup, and that's what's gonna end up making your chocolate. Okay, so once you've got your avocado in your bowl, do this, we're just gonna mash it up. And you wanna make sure that this is really finely mashed, because if you don't, it's gonna be chunky and you're gonna be able to taste the avocado and it's not gonna taste as much like chocolate. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and I'm using a fork. You can use a masher, you can use a blender. Using a blender works the best, but it's also the noisiest when I'm trying to make a video. So once I've got it completely mashed, no more chunks in here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the cocoa powder. So now we've got one whole avocado, and we're going to do a half of a cup of cocoa powder. And you want to get the unsweetened cocoa powder as well. All right, so we've got a half a cup of cocoa powder with the one avocado so far. And next we've got a teaspoon of the pure vanilla extract. Make sure when you're getting the vanilla extract that you get one that does not contain high fructose corn syrup. All right, so we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of the vanilla extract. And the last step is the pure maple syrup. And this is what's gonna give you your sweetness. Everybody's a little bit different. I like the dark chocolate taste, so I don't add as much, and it makes it a little bit more bitter. So I'm gonna start out with 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. And you can kind of test it after that, after everything gets mixed in there really well, to see if you need more. Always better to start out with less, because you can't take it away, but you can always add it. So we're just gonna make sure that we get this really well mixed together. And again, you can use a masher, you can use a mixer. I'm just using a fork because this will be the easiest for me right now. And if it seems like it's still a little dry, continue mixing for a good minute or so, just to get everything combined. If it feels a little dry, you can add a little bit more of the maple syrup as well, but you shouldn't need to. Actually comes together pretty easily and pretty nicely, especially if you've got the avocado all mashed up in there already. All right, so it's already starting to look like chocolate, or like frosting almost. And this is what it looks like when you're all mashed together. Already looks good. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to scoop it out and put it into a Ziploc bag. All right, so it's all gonna go into this Ziploc bag. And if you can, try to get it into one corner, it'll make it easier, but it doesn't really matter. once you've got everything into the bag, you're gonna close it up and you're gonna cut off one corner of the bag so that you can actually squeeze the chocolate out. Because we're gonna be putting this on a cookie sheet. So what I did, I've got it all in the Ziploc bag now. Close the Ziploc bag up, and I'm actually gonna take this corner that I didn't put anything in, and I'm just gonna make a small cut in the corner so that I can kind of push the chocolate out. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna make kind of like Hershey's Kisses. They're almost gonna look like. So I've got my cookie sheet. I've got it lined with parchment paper. And from here, what I'm gonna do is squeeze the chocolate out, and we're gonna make it no bigger than the size of like a quarter. And how many you get is gonna kind of depend on how big you make it and how big your avocado was. And after we've got these all on the cookie sheet, we're going to place this in the freezer to let them harden. Now I have done it a couple of different ways. The first time I made it, I left them in the freezer, so they kind of tasted like frozen, like fudgesicles. But the second time I made it, I put it in the freezer and I left them until they were all the way frozen through, and then I took them out and I put them in the refrigerator. When you put them in the refrigerator, they kind of get the consistency of like a little bit harder than pudding. And I just preferred it like that better. All right, so try to get everything out of the bag that you can. Maybe one more out of this. All right, so when I'm finished, this is what it looks like. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it in the freezer for about half hour to 45 minutes, and then I'll pull it out and then I'll put it into a separate container in the refrigerator. If you like them frozen, go ahead and just put them in a freezer-safe container right in your freezer. You can keep them in there whenever you need a treat. I hope this recipe sounds good to you, and if you give it a try, let me know how you like it. But this is a really good way to banish those chocolate cravings and get what you need, but with a healthy dose of fat as well. So enjoy!